Are you looking for a simple yet powerful way to add healthy, vibrant years to your life? What if I told you that something as small as a nut could dramatically impact your longevity after 65? In today's video, I'm going to reveal 4 specific nuts that could potentially add years to your life by reducing inflammation, supporting heart health, and even protecting your brain from age-related decline. But I'm also going to warn you about 4 commonly consumed nuts that might actually be undermining your health efforts without you even realizing it. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of exactly which nuts to add to your daily routine and which ones to avoid, potentially saving you from digestive issues, nutrient deficiencies, and unnecessary inflammation. This isn't just about living longer. It's about living better, with more energy and fewer health complications. So stay with me until the end, because what you're about to learn could transform your health journey after 65 in ways you never imagined possible. Have you ever wondered why certain cultures around the world seem to live longer, healthier lives well into their 90s and even 100s? Places like the Mediterranean region, parts of Japan, and specific communities in California have something fascinating in common. They all regularly consume nuts as part of their traditional diets. But here's what's really interesting. They don't eat just any nuts. They're very selective about which varieties they include in their meals and snacks. And that selectivity could be one of the keys to their remarkable longevity. Today, I want to share with you what decades of nutritional research has revealed about the power of nuts for people over 65. When I first discovered this information, I was honestly shocked that more health professionals weren't talking about it. The right nuts, consumed regularly, can be like natural medicine for your aging body. The wrong ones, however, might actually accelerate the aging process and contribute to the very health issues you're trying to avoid. Let's start with the 4 nuts you absolutely should be incorporating into your diet after 65. These nutritional powerhouses pack an impressive amount of essential nutrients in their small packages, and they're specifically beneficial for the health concerns that become more prominent as we age. First on our must-eat list are walnuts. Have you noticed that these nuts actually resemble tiny brains? Nature often gives us clues about a food's benefits through its appearance, and in this case the hint is spot on. Walnuts are exceptional brain food. They're the only nut that contains significant amounts of alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid that's crucial for brain health. As we age, our brains become more vulnerable to oxidative stress and inflammation, which can lead to cognitive decline. The omega-3s in walnuts help combat this damage, potentially preserving your memory and cognitive function. A groundbreaking study published in the Journal of Nutrition found that older adults who ate walnuts regularly performed significantly better on cognitive tests compared to those who didn't. Isn't that remarkable? Something as simple as eating a handful of walnuts daily could help maintain your mental sharpness as you age. How many of you are already including walnuts in your diet? Drop a comment below. I'd love to know. Beyond brain health, walnuts also support heart health by reducing LDL cholesterol, the bad kind, and decreasing inflammation throughout your body. Since heart disease remains the #1 killer of adults over 65, incorporating heart-protective foods like walnuts into your diet is a wise strategy for extending your life naturally. The second nut on our must-eat list is almonds. These versatile nuts are particularly valuable for bone health, a critical concern for anyone over 65, especially women. Did you know that almonds are one of the best non-dairy sources of calcium? They also contain magnesium and phosphorus, creating the perfect trio of minerals needed for maintaining strong bones as you age. But almonds offer another benefit that's particularly relevant for seniors. They can help manage blood sugar levels. As we age, our risk of developing type 2 diabetes increases substantially. The combination of protein, healthy fats, and fiber in almonds helps slow the absorption of sugar into your bloodstream, preventing those dangerous spikes and crashes in blood glucose that can lead to diabetes over time. An easy way to incorporate almonds into your routine is to soak them overnight in water, which makes them easier to digest and enhances nutrient absorption. Have you tried soaked almonds before? What differences have you noticed in digestion or energy levels? Share your experiences in the comments. Moving on to our third recommended nut, pistachios. These vibrant green nuts might be the most underrated health food for seniors. Pistachios have the winning combination of being lower in calories and higher in protein and fiber compared to most other nuts. This makes them particularly valuable if you're trying to maintain a healthy weight while ensuring adequate protein intake, both common challenges after 65. What makes pistachios truly special, though, is their exceptional content of lutein and zeaxanthin, two antioxidants that are essential for eye health. Age-related macular degeneration and cataracts become increasingly common as we age, potentially robbing us of our precious vision. The antioxidants in pistachios help protect the delicate tissues of your eyes from oxidative damage, potentially preserving your vision for years to come. Have you noticed any changes in your vision as you've gotten older? Are you taking any specific steps to protect your eye health naturally? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments section. The fourth and final nut on our must-eat list is one that doesn't always get the attention it deserves. Brazil nuts. These large, creamy nuts are the richest known food source of selenium, a mineral that becomes increasingly important as we age. Just one Brazil nut can provide your entire daily requirement of selenium, a powerful antioxidant that supports immune function and thyroid health. Thyroid issues become much more common after 65, potentially leading to fatigue, weight gain, and a slowed metabolism. By ensuring adequate selenium intake through Brazil nuts, you're giving your thyroid the support it needs to function optimally. Additionally, research suggests that selenium may play a role in reducing cancer risk, particularly for prostate, lung, and colorectal cancers, all of which become more common with age. Here's an important note about Brazil nuts. More is not better. Because of their extremely high selenium content, consuming too many can actually lead to selenium toxicity. I recommend eating just 1 to 2 Brazil nuts per day to reap the benefits without any risk. Have you ever included Brazil nuts in your diet? Were you aware of their powerful health properties? Let me know in the comments. Now that we've covered the 4 nuts you should be eating regularly after 65, let's talk about the 4 you should avoid, or at least limit significantly. You might be surprised to find some of your favorites on this list, but understanding why they're problematic for seniors could save you from unnecessary health complications. The first nut to approach with caution is the cashew. While cashews do contain beneficial nutrients, they present several concerns for older adults. First, they're technically not even fully nuts. They're seeds that grow on the outside of the cashew apple, and they require extensive processing to become edible. This processing often involves high heat, which can damage the delicate oils in the cashews and create compounds that promote inflammation. More concerning for seniors is that cashews have one of the highest carbohydrate contents among nuts, which can impact blood sugar levels more significantly than other varieties. They're also common allergens and can be particularly difficult to digest for many older adults with sensitive digestive systems. If you absolutely love cashews, I'm not suggesting you need to eliminate them entirely. But considering their relatively high carb content and potential digestive issues, they shouldn't be your daily go-to nut after 65. How many of you regularly eat cashews? Have you noticed any digestive discomfort after consuming them? I'm curious to hear your experiences. The second nut on our caution list is one that's technically not a nut at all: the peanut. Despite its name, the peanut is actually a legume that grows underground, making it more susceptible to mold and fungal contamination than tree nuts. The most concerning of these fungi produces aflatoxins, which are potent carcinogens linked to increased cancer risk. For adults over 65, whose immune systems may already be somewhat compromised due to age, exposure to aflatoxins poses a greater risk. Additionally, peanuts are among the most common food allergens and can trigger inflammatory responses even in people without full-blown allergies, something that becomes more common as we age and our immune systems become more reactive. Peanuts and peanut butter also often contain added oils, salt, and sometimes sugar, which can contribute to inflammation and cardiovascular issues, the very problems we're trying to avoid by eating healthy in the first place. If you do choose to consume peanuts occasionally, opt for Valencia peanuts, which are grown in drier conditions and tend to have lower aflatoxin levels. Have you ever considered the difference between tree nuts and peanuts before? Were you aware of these potential issues with peanut consumption? Drop your thoughts in the comments section. I read every single one. Our third nut to limit or avoid is the macadamia nut. Now, this might be surprising because macadamias are often promoted as a health food, and they do have some beneficial properties. However, for adults over 65, there are several reasons to be cautious with these rich, buttery nuts. First, macadamia nuts are extremely high in calories, among the highest of all nuts, which can be problematic if you're trying to maintain a healthy weight. As our metabolism naturally slows with age, calorie-dense foods need to be consumed more mindfully. More importantly for seniors, macadamias have one of the highest fat contents among nuts, with less protein and fiber to balance it out. But perhaps the biggest concern with macadamia nuts for older adults is their particularly high omega-6 to omega-3 ratio. While we need both these essential fatty acids, the typical American diet already contains far too many omega-6 fats compared to omega-3s. This imbalance promotes inflammation throughout the body, potentially exacerbating arthritis, cardiovascular disease, and other inflammatory conditions that are already more common after 65. If you enjoy the occasional macadamia nut, that's perfectly fine. But making them your primary nut of choice could potentially contribute to inflammatory processes in your body. Were you aware of this omega fatty acid balance issue? Has inflammation been a concern in your health journey? I'd love to hear your perspective. The fourth and final nut on our caution list is one that might surprise you: the pecan. While pecans do contain beneficial antioxidants, they present some specific challenges for older adults. Pecans have one of the highest fat contents among nuts, which makes them particularly susceptible to rancidity. The delicate oils in pecans can easily become oxidized when exposed to heat, light, or air, creating harmful compounds that can actually increase oxidative stress in your body, the exact opposite of what we want as we age. For seniors who might not go through food as quickly or who may not always store nuts under optimal conditions, this risk of consuming rancid pecans is even higher. Additionally, pecans are often used in sweetened processed foods like pecan pie or candied pecans, which negate any potential health benefits with their high sugar content. If you do enjoy pecans occasionally, be sure to purchase them from sources with high turnover. Store them in the refrigerator or freezer and consume them relatively quickly to minimize the risk of rancidity. Do you currently refrigerate your nuts? This simple storage tip could make a significant difference in the health impact of the nuts you consume. Let me know in the comments if you'll be changing your nut storage habits after learning this. Now that we've covered both the beneficial nuts and those to approach with caution, let's talk about how to incorporate the healthy options into your daily routine in ways that maximize their life-extending properties. one of the easiest ways to ensure you're getting a daily dose of these nutritional powerhouses is to create your own custom nut blend. I recommend combining chopped walnuts, sliced almonds, shelled pistachios, and just a few Brazil nuts. Remember, just 1-2 per day is plenty. Store this mixture in an airtight container in your refrigerator and aim to eat about 1/4 cup daily. This blend can be sprinkled over your morning oatmeal, added to yogurt, incorporated into salads, or simply enjoyed as a standalone snack. The key is consistency. These nuts provide the most benefit when consumed regularly as part of your daily routine. Another strategy I love is creating nut-based sauces and dressings. For example, soaked almonds can be blended with a little olive oil, lemon juice, garlic, and herbs to create a creamy, dairy-free sauce for vegetables or whole grains. This not only helps you incorporate more nuts into your diet, but also potentially replaces less healthy condiments and dressings that might contain inflammatory ingredients. Have you tried making your own nut-based sauces or dressings before? If you have a favorite recipe, please share it in the comments. Our community would love to see your creative ideas. For those of you who enjoy baking, replacing processed white flour with almond flour in recipes can be another excellent way to increase your consumption of beneficial nuts. Almond flour is particularly well suited for seniors because it's lower in carbohydrates and higher in protein and healthy fats compared to wheat flour, helping to stabilize blood sugar and provide sustained energy. I want to address something important here. Some of you might be concerned about the calorie content of nuts. It's true that nuts are calorie-dense foods, but research consistently shows that people who regularly consume nuts tend to have lower body weights and less weight gain over time compared to those who don't eat nuts. This seeming paradox is likely due to the satiating effect of the protein, fiber, and healthy fats in nuts, which helps prevent overeating at subsequent meals. Additionally, studies suggest that we don't actually absorb all the calories in whole nuts, particularly when they're not completely chewed. The cell walls of nuts contain fiber that acts as a physical barrier to complete digestion, meaning some calories pass through unabsorbed. Isn't it fascinating how nature packages these foods in ways that help regulate our intake? Beyond their nutritional benefits, the nuts I've recommended today share another important quality. They're all rich in antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds. This is particularly relevant for adults over 65 because aging is fundamentally an inflammatory process. The cumulative oxidative damage that occurs over decades contributes to virtually all age-related diseases, from arthritis to heart disease to cognitive decline. By consuming antioxidant-rich foods like walnuts, almonds, pistachios, and Brazil nuts, you're essentially providing your body with natural anti-aging compounds that fight this oxidative damage at the cellular level. This isn't just about adding years to your life. It's about adding life to your years by potentially reducing the burden of chronic disease and maintaining your functional independence longer. Have you noticed any changes in inflammation-related symptoms when you've adjusted your diet? Perhaps less joint pain, improved digestion, or more energy? Your experiences could be invaluable to others in our community, so please share them in the comments section. I'd like to address a question I frequently receive. Isn't it expensive to eat nuts regularly? It's true that nuts aren't the cheapest foods in the grocery store, but when we consider their nutrient density and potential health benefits, they actually provide excellent value. Think about the cost of medical treatments, medications, and the invaluable quality of life that comes with good health. Suddenly, investing in nutrient-dense foods like nuts seems like a bargain. To make nuts more affordable, consider purchasing them in bulk, particularly from places with high turnover to ensure freshness. Store them properly in your freezer to extend their shelf life, and remember that a little goes a long way. Just a small handful daily can provide significant health benefits. Another cost-effective approach is to prioritize. If your budget allows for only 1 or 2 types of nuts, I'd recommend focusing on walnuts and almonds, as they provide an exceptional range of benefits particularly relevant for seniors. Could you find room in your budget for these powerful health-promoting foods? The return on investment could be substantial in terms of your long-term health and vitality. As we wrap up today's video, I want to remind you of something crucial. There is no single food that can guarantee longevity or perfect health. The nuts I've recommended today are powerful tools in your health arsenal, but they work best as part of an overall pattern of healthy eating that includes plenty of vegetables, fruits, whole grains, lean proteins, and healthy fats. That said, making simple swaps like choosing walnuts over cashews or almonds over peanuts can add up to significant health benefits over time. These small, consistent choices are often the most sustainable way to improve your health naturally after 65. I've created a free downloadable guide with more detailed information about the nuts we've discussed today, including storage tips, serving, suggestions, and simple recipes. You can access it by clicking the link in the description below. Consider it my gift to you for investing the time to learn more about natural ways to extend your healthy years. Before I go, I'd love to hear from you. Which of the 4 recommended nuts will you be incorporating more regularly into your diet? Are there any on the caution list that you've been consuming frequently? What questions do you have about using natural foods to support your health after 65? Your comments not only help me create more relevant content, but also build our community of health-conscious seniors committed to aging vibrantly through natural means. If you found this information valuable, please give this video a thumbs up. Share it with someone who could benefit. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more evidence-based advice on natural health after 65. I post new videos every week, focused specifically on helping you extend your healthy years through natural approaches. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Remember, it's never too late to make positive changes for your health. Every bite is an opportunity to nourish your body and potentially add vibrant years to your life. Until next time, here's to your health and longevity.